are two common ways of factorizing a quadratic like this with a 2 at the front. First method is to kind of do a trial and error method. So we know we're going to need two brackets. And for this to factorize, it must be that we've got 2x in one of them and x in another one. Now, it's going to be the two numbers that multiply together to give the minus 12, but now it's not that the two numbers add to give 5. Because of this 2x, that just brings a different sort of aspect to this problem. But we can still write down our factors of 12, essentially it's going to be minus 12, and then figure out what's going to go there. So, for example, 3 and 4 would be two factors. Now, if we think about this, if I put 3 here and 4 here, then when I multiply it through, I'll get 8x and I'll get 3x. Now, I immediately see that this will work because I want 5x. So if I put in plus 4 and minus 3, then I will get my minus 12 by multiplying. I'll get 8x, I'll get minus 3x, I'll get my 5x as well. So it just happened that it worked on my first go. If it didn't work, then I'd have to maybe switch these around. Try 4 and 3. If that didn't work, try 6 and 2, and so on until it works. Now, you can do little you can look at it and think about what will work. So 6 and 2 can't possibly work because I'd get an even number and another even number. There's no way I could get the 5. So it was always going to have to be an odd number and an even number. In any case, we've managed to factorize it. It's now equal to 0. So what do? We set this equal to 0, the brackets. So either 2x minus 3 equals 0, or x plus 4 equals 0. Why is that? Because we are multiplying two numbers to give 0. It must be that one of the numbers itself is 0. So that's going to mean we can solve this. X is going to be 3 over 2, or it's going to be minus 4. Okay, brilliant. I'm going to show a second way of doing this now that isn't this trial and error method. It's a little bit, once you've learned it, it's sort of a bit more algorithmic. Like you can just follow the steps, but you do have to remember quite a few steps, and there are a few complicated bits to it. But the second method is to multiply the first term by the last term to give minus 24. And now find two numbers that multiply to give minus 24 and add to give 5x. So this actually is more like when you're factorizing a quadratic with an x squared in it. You just had to do an extra step, and actually there's another extra step. So let's try it out. We could try 12 and 2. No, that's not going to work. We could try 8 and 3. Yes, that will work if we make this one minus 3. So what we now do is we write it as 2x squared plus 8x minus 3x minus 12 equals 0. I simply split my 5x into these constituent parts. I now choose the first two terms and I take out the highest common factor. So this is an extra tricky step. Okay, we take out an x and we take out a 4. And then I do similar over here. I want an x plus 4 in there. So if I take out a minus and a 3, then I also get x plus 4. Now, I've got a common factor of x plus 4, so I can take that one out. I can take out my x plus 4, and I'm left with 2x minus 3. And at this point, I'm going to set it equal to 0 again, and I would do the same steps that I did before to get my answer. So two methods for factorizing a quadratic with a 2x squared in. Ideally, you could learn, you'd learn both and be familiar with both. Both have their advantages. For small numbers, when this is quite small and this is quite small, this definitely has, the first method definitely has the advantage because it's just really quick. When you start getting larger coefficients as in front of your x squared and your number here, constant term, then actually this method I think becomes advantageous. Right, solve this equation, give each value corrected 2 decimal places. This is code that we're going to need to use the quadratic formula. I'm not even going to try and factorize it. So the quadratic formula says the solution to an equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 is x equals minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all square rooted divided by 2a. For us, we've got a is equal to 3, b is equal to 2, and c is equal to minus 3. Note that there, you need to incorporate that. X is then equal to minus 2 plus or minus b squared, which is 4, minus 4 times 3 times minus 3, all divided by 6, because that's 2 times 3. Alright, I'm not going to do any more by hand. I'm going to use my calculator to figure this out. So, fraction button, minus 2 plus square root 4 minus 4 times 3 times minus 3 all over 6 equals. Given it to me as a third, I'm not even going to write that one down. 0.7207. Or, and now we've got our second solution. If I change it to a plus over here, sorry, change it to a minus, because there are 2 solutions to this equation, you get minus 1.3874. Minus 1.3874. Brilliant, we're really close. We've just got to round it to 2 decimal places. So the first one's going to be 0.72, second one's going to be minus 1.39.